singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet. Signing in, I'm about to take down his hair. The only thing is, like, oh my God, it looks so good and so lived in. Like that, I don't know if I want to. I mean, I do. I want it. I don't even want to take it down, but I need to because I want it to be a little more polished and all that stuff because I have a gig coming up on Saturday night. Or let's say, not a gig, but I'll be sitting in with a guitarist singer for his whole gig. So I'm kind of a guest on the project. But we're performing at a restaurant called O'Donoghue's in Midtown Manhattan, right outside of Times Square. Um, and it's from 10 p.m. until 1 a.m. I'm imagining that we'll do like an hour and 15 minutes, then take a half hour break, do another hour and 15 minutes, just singing a bunch of songs. He's kind of like the pop rock guy. I am the soul R&B guy, and we're gonna have a good time. So let's get this thing started right now. I got a little music going on in the background. I might do some singing during this because I'm also rehearsing some of the songs that we might do. I have a list of maybe I actually sent a list of like 50 something songs that I could do on the fly. And then he took off songs that he didn't know, or things that weren't, I don't know, he didn't think is proper for the venue because he's done this gig several times already. And he usually has like a female singer with him or something like that. But he wanted the vocals of Robert Anton this time. I suppose. I don't know. But whatever the reason, we let the universe take care of that. We are going to be up in the house. Oh, look at my little muscle. I did some yoga today, along with some crunches. Because, you know, my main thing is like I stay slim no matter how much I eat. And since I've been eating pretty healthy for the last, God knows, 20 years or more, 26, 27 years. Let me see, 22 years. 2004 is when I started my my healthy herb food journey. So 22 years. And don't say it don't pay off, y'all, because I am 57, well, I'm not 57 yet. I'm about to be 57 at the end of the month. And I feel like I look pretty good. I know I feel good. We need to change this up right now because, and while I'm at it, I might as well check and make sure that the live looks good, sounds good. If you're there, say hello, thumb it up, and let me know. Hey, what's going on? How you doing, Rico? Does everything look and sound good? I'm not trying to be sexy. It's hot, okay? It is hot up in this piece, let me tell y'all. And I would cut on my little fan or whatever, but then it messes with the sound. So, you know, I don't mind being hot. I actually like the hot weather. It's just when it gets like overwhelming that I'll have a fan or something. And let me tell you, I ain't really get this fan until this year, and I didn't even buy it. I found it in my lobby. You know, they put stuff down there for you to take or whatever, you know, if you can use it. And so I took the fan, and I'm like, let me see if I can use it. Because I'm going to put it back down there as soon as it gets cool outside. Because I don't want to have to store it. So somebody else can take it and do that, or they can throw it out. Let me see, what am I looking for? I am Robert Anton, singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet, multidisciplinary artist. My day job, I'm the wedding singer, and I do big events, corporate parties. I appreciate it. And I would say, hey, what's going on? How you doing? We just gonna take down this hair. Even though I love the way it's looking. I mean, it looks so lived in. It looks so good. But like for performances, I like to be kind of snatched. You know what I'm saying? So I want to be all really fresh, looking good, feeling good. Because, you know, actually when you're performing, at least once you're trained and you're used to doing what you're doing and all that good stuff, a good portion of the performance is looking good. You know, I'm not saying you have to be sexy, you have to be attractive, you have to be any of that. But you have to be pulled together. You have to look confident. You have to look like you know what you're doing. You have to be comfortable, and look good, feel good. If you get out there in front of people and you look terrible, you kind of be like, but you get out there, you know you looking good. You be like, present. You know what I'm saying? So a big part of it. Let me tell you, three things. You gotta look good. You gotta be on time. Show up, and you have to know your material. That's all it is. That's all it is. Now that's saying after, because I'm the singer guy, after you've trained and practiced and know what you're doing and all that good stuff, and know what your voice is about and all that, after all of that, it comes down to those three things. And I've been doing this. Let me say, I went to high school and college for music. And I've been performing professionally for over 40 something years now. So, it's not like I just started out and all that different stuff. Even though I still do get nervous. I still do get nervous sometimes. But I think that's just a part of, it's like unknown. They said fear is just you not knowing what's going to happen. So like, you're anticipating the worst. And I try not to do that. I'm trying to find it. My laptop is so slow. I'm trying to find this stream just so I can check and make sure it looks good for my own edification. That's a big word for Elmo, edification. Oh, Lord help me. Maybe I can go from here. Let me see. Because this is giving me drama. Like, what's the drama? My new laptop died, right? And my new laptop is probably 3 years old. So I still need to go and see if they can fix it. And a good friend of mine gave me a list of places where I could go that he said I can trust. So, but I'm going to be doing that as soon as the money comes together. You know what I'm saying? So maybe after my birthday. My birthday's at the end of the month. And I'll be 57, y'all. 50. It seems like I was just 35. Yesterday. No. Oh, but it does seem like, time is, they say time is relative, but time flies so fast. Before you know it, if you're living your life, especially doing what you love to do and traveling and having a good time and blah, 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 and other, going through your little struggles and whatnot, but, just taking life in stride, you turn around and it's like decades later and you're like, what happened? Like, what happened? Like, oh my God, and it's still not, it still ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing yet. And I'm trying my best. I'm trying to get there, y'all. And I'm gonna keep working on this hair while I'm doing it. Because literally what I have to do, I don't know when I did this. Actually, I did this because I do my own hair, self-taught, and I did these twists just before July 4th. So like the week before July 4th, because I had a gig for July 4th. I had to drive out to the Catskills for a wedding, and it was beautiful. It rained that day. We weren't outside, but like we had to walk for like our lunch or whatever. We had to walk from one building to the other. Come to find out they had switched it back to the same building we were in so that we wouldn't have to walk in the rain. Because they had umbrellas and stuff for the guests and all that. So we just used the umbrellas because they were going to be in there eating and stuff like that for a long time. We wasn't worried about them having to, we're going to bring the umbrellas back. Thank you for subscribing, Nico. That Riley said, I love the hair. Thank you. Happy birthday, Mom. It's her birthday tomorrow. That Leo. Okay, so it's a little easier for me to see what's going on here in the app. So I'm just taking down this hair. I was talking about the gig. So we did this wedding on July 4th. And let me tell you, I got two offers for July 4th, shockingly. And that's what they said when it rains, it pours. And one of them I really wanted to do because it's this backyard party at this really wealthy guy's house. And I've done a few parties for him. Um, but I had already accepted this gig, and it paid quite a bit more, right? But that paid well, but this paid more well. And I had accepted it like in January, so like for July. And she didn't call me for the July thing until like June. So I was like already booked. I guess she figured July 4th wasn't nobody gonna be doing that, but like, baby, I'm done. I'm already, I'm already booked. So I did recommend some people that she could be able to use because we have a little network. Sometimes, not all times, but sometimes we have a network where we recommend other people and stuff like that. Or maybe I'll recommend somebody, and even if they can't do it, maybe they can recommend somebody. And she found someone. But yeah, I took my hair down just before July 4th and redid it. Just gotta wash, condition, oil my scalp, let it hang out for a day or two, and then put it back up, either into this or like braids or cornrows. Usually, if I put it in cornrows, just because I'm only gonna keep it in there for like a week or two. Um, but for the gigs, I like to have. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. For when I'm doing a gig and when I'm performing, I like to be able to, and especially when it gets wet, so it really like starts to loosen up, and I'm singing, rolling on a river, said I'm rolling, 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 so I'm throwing my hair, and it feels so good. It comes down to a point where either, cause like my hair when I was in high school, I had a curl, so my hair was really long. But when I went to college, I cut it all off because I was like, I don't think I'm gonna be having the money to get my hair done every, 2, 3 months. And, so it'd just be easier. It'd just be easier. So I cut it all off. I had it short forever. I grew it a few times, but always ended up cutting it off. And what I get into a lot of is I'll start growing it during the fall, let it grow through the winter, and then I'll cut it off in the spring. But I love, when sometimes I'm just standing there, maybe I'm singing background, or maybe I'm just bopping because somebody else is doing a lead or something. I'm just chilling, enjoying the band. There's nothing like singing with a live band. Oh my God, because the drums are kicking, the bass doing their thing, the guitar is, the keyboard, everybody is just doing their thing, especially when you're with great musicians. And like there's just so much to listen to. I have about 4 projects, independent projects. I got 2 EPs and 2 LPs. And while I was doing those projects, when I would be with the bands or something like that, I would be listening because I knew if I had a song and I was looking for a certain riff, if I was looking for a certain beat, if I was looking for this, I knew that eventually in the course of the night I would find something that I could use on my project, whether it be a horn riff, whether it be a tempo, whether it be whatever, an intro that I'm like, oh, that might be nice. I could probably co-opt that and use it for my own, whatever. I got a lot of inspiration from the bands, from the live bands, including writing one of the songs from something that we were just playing around. Like we weren't on quite a break, but like they were doing something and we were waiting to find out what the next thing was or whatever, because they have a schedule, they have a little list of things at a certain order that they do, blah, blah. So we were kind of waiting. So we were just vibing on something. Like, and he said, oh, play this, but play it like kind of reggae and this and the other. And we were doing it and stuff. And while we were doing it, I'm singing to myself, hey, 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 now, hey. And I was like, oh, that sounds good. So, I have a little recorder and I sang it into the recorder, and then on my way home, I started writing the song. And what I was thinking of, because I was like, hey, 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 I was thinking maybe a little call and response, kind of a Cab Calloway kind of thing, but a dance hall version. And then I was like, oh well, what am I gonna write about? Like, so I started writing about actually a dance on the dance floor, learning a dance on the dance floor, and it came out really well. But singing with a live band is so much better than singing with tracks. I mean, you do what you got to do as a performer, but there's nothing like a live band. Unfortunately, I can't afford to hire a live band for my original material when I'm performing out. But you know, if I could, I would. You got to go through charts and all that different stuff. I've had a few things charted, but not all of my music. Hey, yeah. So all the music playing in the background, if you can hear it, is original Robert Anton music. Right now we're listening to Como Se Dice, and it's all the instrumentals. I'm just playing instrumentals. Sometimes I end up singing along. Como Se Dice is a song that I wrote while I was in a Spanish class. And the first thing you learned, or we learned, was como se dice. How do you say? So they want to quickly get you into speaking the language as much as possible. So the little bit that you could speak, you'd be speaking, and then if you didn't know what something was, you say, well, how do you say, como se dice love? Como se dice, what's your name? Como se dice? So there was a lot of como se dice-ing going on. And when I came home, I was starting to do my homework, and an idea came to me. And this is how it is. This is how artistry is, right? Creativity. I'm doing my homework, and this idea came to me. Like, what if I'm walking down the street and I see somebody, I'm attracted to them, and they speak another language? Like, how do you say, like, I want to get to know you, I want to talk, I'm in love with you. Love at first sight. So I started writing this song, Como Se Dice. And it came out well too. It's a little house music track. Como se dice love. Any of the music that I talk about here, you can find the originals here on my channel. If you want to look them up, I just lost something. I got hair on my mouth. Would be the first time. Up. Yes, it's raucous over here. We are grown. Real grown. But any of the songs that I mentioned, most of them I have posted here on YouTube. I have to think about where I am, right? Because I could be going live anywhere. I don't know where I am. But I'm in YouTube at the moment, right? I'm thinking I should be done with all of this, everything that I got to do by about 8 o'clock, which is time that I'll be cooking me some dinner. And I think what do I have for dinner tonight? Sometimes it's hard deciding what you want to have for dinner. But I know I have some leftover meatballs. I have some leftover pasta sauce. So I'm probably going to have meatballs with pasta. Maybe some spinach, because I have some spinach in there. I also have some creamed corn, but I don't think I want the creamed corn with the marinara sauce for the pasta. I make my own marinara. We got a whole DIY, not DEI, but DIY system going over here, because I do a lot of stuff in my home. So I have a juicer and a blender, and I actually make my marinara from scratch. And I tell you, it's so easy though. You have to decide what ingredients and stuff you want in your marinara. But the base is always tomato. I use regular tomatoes and sun-dried tomatoes for the sweetness. You gotta have some garlic. tap of water. You can use tomato paste, but I don't use tomato paste. I use broccoli. The broccoli and tomato oxidize as well together. What else do I use? I often use jalapeno peppers because I like it a little spicy. And then other spices from my spice cabinet. Little olive oil. Put it in the blender, blah, 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 blend it up. Cut up some vegetables. Saute some vegetables. Toss up the pasta, boom, 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 and there you go. You got a healthy dinner. And sometimes I add some meat, sometimes I add some other vegetable. A lot of times I'll have a salad, a green salad. You should have a salad like twice a day with your lunch and with your dinner. But I don't be doing that all the time. I try to, but I don't make it that often. But I do eat a lot of healthy stuff. You know, I have a lot of vegetables, fruits and vegetables that I have daily. Just trying to get tied up right there. Look at that. I have nuts and seeds. I also juice, so I usually have a green drink every now and then. I make smoothies at home. I'll generally make like a big thing of smoothies. I'll take like 1 cup, put them in like 1 cup, what do you call it? Split them up and put a cup in each glass, and then I'll freeze them. And I take them out the night before, and then I have them that next morning. So I have 2 in the freezer right now. And I was making my smoothie pops, but I haven't really, have I made any this? I don't think I made smoothie pops this year. Yes, I did. I made them once. I made them once this year. Because I just had the last one a few days ago. But I've learned to do a lot of stuff at home. And some of the stuff I learned, I've been doing my juicing and blending for a long time now. But some of the stuff, like doing my hair and all that, I learned during the lockdowns. When I have nothing to do, sitting here at home, playing in my hair, watching TikTok and YouTube videos, learning how to do stuff. I got my first published articles, published short stories in 2020 while we were doing the lockdowns. Because I felt like I was so much more focused. TikTok wasn't yet taking over my life, which it kind of does now. I don't even watch television. Like, I stopped watching television when I was in college because this professor, I was a voice major with a business minor, but I was focusing on like musical theater instead of opera, even though we trained classically. Even my voice teacher was like, well, I'm not that familiar with musical theater, but if you go to the library and listen to the shows and pick the songs that you want to do, then we'll learn them. We'll work on them, which is what I did, and which is the way that opera singers, they learn a role like that's fit for their voice, and then they go out for that role. And I did a lot of that when I was doing musical theater. You know, I knew there were certain roles that I wanted, and not all of them were black roles. You know, like who can I think of right now that I love? Be a Lady Tonight from Guys and Dolls. What was his name? Anybody remember his name from Guys and Dolls? That was one of the roles that I was like perfect for my voice. Even though I still might not be old enough to play it. Let me stop. But but I would learn those types of songs. And unfortunately, fortunately but unfortunately, I look like a tenor and sound like a bass when I came to New York. That didn't stop me from working, but it did throw people sometimes. They'd always be like, "You're a tenor. You're a tenor. Aren't you a tenor?" I mean, like, not really. Like I can hit some of the notes, but that's not my classification. I can't be staying up there. You know, I can't. And you have to know this for yourself a lot of times. If you're going to be a performer, or whatever, you have to know what your voice is because people will listen to you and be like, "Oh, you can do this," and then you try to do it, and you can't. You wonder why I can't do this? Why it hurts? It shouldn't hurt. It's because it's not in your natural range, and you can sing out of your range every now and then and all that. But you're doing 8 shows a week. You need to be doing something in your range. And I got hired a few times for roles that were kind of out of my range. But what I did was, what I came up with was, when we were in rehearsal, the background part, I would always be like, I need to do a lower harmony, to keep my voice balanced. And there's always somebody willing to do a higher harmony. Always somebody willing to sing high. So I never had a problem. I mean, you got the contract already, so They'd be like, "You sound like a tenor." No, I ain't no darn tenor. I'm a bass baritone. For real, not even a baritone. Bass baritone, because I don't have those high A's and B's and C's. I ain't got that. Now, can I hit them every now and blue moon? Yeah. Can I pull off a falsetto? Yeah. Can I flip out something every now and then? Yeah, but you got me singing up there and that. My throat tighten up and I'll be ready to go. It'll be like, "No, thank you. I can't even finish the song." But you learn this about yourself, especially if you get, formal training. But if you don't, you eventually learn it by trial and error. Unfortunately, that trial and error might be losing your voice 5 or 10 times before you before you feel like, I shouldn't be singing that high. I literally have only lost my voice in 40 years of singing probably less than half a dozen times. Less than half a dozen. And I think at least 2 of those, there were extenuating circumstances. There was like a flu thing or whatever, an allergy kind of thing going on. I couldn't control. I remember I did Smokey Joe's Cafe at this dinner theater. I did it on international tour also, but a few years later I did it as a dinner theater, and it was probably my last musical theater production. But they when they sent out the roles, they cast me as Adrian. Now I had done Ken and Fred. I had swung Ken and Fred and performed Ken for which was really in my voice, even though he's a big dancer. So it was very challenging. But they wanted me to do Adrian, which is he sings some high stuff. He be singing some really high stuff, and they're like, "Oh, don't worry about it. We're gonna switch up parts and this and the other." And I'm like, "Okay, whatever." I go in there, they ain't switching up nothing. Pretty much, we all did the exact track of the Broadway production. All the leads were the same. Nothing changed. And just before, I was doing great. I was doing fine. My voice felt good and everything. And then it just went out. Just went out. It was not to be found. Like it went out cocktails and never came back. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I sang through the first weekend. Struggled through the first weekend, I should say. Even though I got decent reviews. I never forget the guy said I had a smooth, buttery baritone. And I was like, is that what he got out of it? Because to me, it sounded more like Rocky Road. Sound more like Rocky Road to me. But you know, they sent me to somebody, to their voice person or whatever. He put me on vocal rest for a week. Now, we were at the middle of production, so I'm like, what the heck? How am I going to rest for a week? They ended up having somebody come in and sing my parts while I did the choreography and all that, all the movement and all that. And I lip sync. One of the worst feelings in the world. I'm sorry. It just was. I just felt like I was letting down my cast. Oh God. I don't know. It just didn't feel good, right? So after I got better and I started doing the show, we had maybe 2 or 3 months more to go, and I had no more problems. None. Like no problems at all. Didn't lose my voice, didn't get hoarse or nothing. I'm like, so what the heck was going on? Like, why did my chords just swell up and go underwater? And partially they were saying it might have been due to allergies or whatever, you know, being in a different climate and all that good stuff. But I don't know what it was. But again, the rest of the production, I was fine. Sang on my behalf when the night has come and the land is dark and the moon is the only light we see. He sings the final song. He leads the final song. Let me say that because supposedly the show was written around Adrian, and all the characters' names in the show. Smokey Joe's Cafe we're talking about, right? All the character names in the show are the original piece for people who originated the role, because it was a big box musical, Broadway musical. So they are forever immortalized in the theater. Yeah, but I don't have a whole lot of vocal problems, thank God. Even I'll be sick performing and stuff like that. I just take it easy and do what I can do. Go about my get my money and go about my business. Most of the time, if I don't even tell my band leader that I'm sick, they don't know. They be like, "Oh, you sounding good, Robert." I'm like, "Thank you, thank you." What's going on? Who is in here? Say hello, say hello. We are getting this hair down so I can wash and condition and oil my scalp and get ready to put it up for a gig a gig I have coming up on Saturday night, or a sit-in. I'll be sitting in with a singer guitarist at a restaurant in Midtown Manhattan, right in Times Square or right outside of Times Square. I can't tell y'all the address right now, but the name of the place is O'Donoghue's. It's a restaurant and bar. And we will be performing between 10 p.m. and 1 a.m. I know, right? I'm gonna probably sleep from about 5 until 8. And then go out there and do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? Make my little coin. But yeah, he's done this gig a few times before. And he's pretty much a rock pop singer. So I'll be bringing the soul R&B. And I hope people enjoy it. You know, I think I picked a lot of songs that are like universally loved that I wanted to do, like Somewhere Over the Rainbow. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The Izzy, I'm gonna call it Izzy Miyake, but it's not Miyake. the Izzy the Hawaiian guy, his rendition, or Stand By Me, like which I know very, very well. Plus some of my favorites. I like to do Everything by Michael Bublé. One of my favorite songs. It actually was me and my ex's song, but I still love it. You're a falling star. You're the getaway car. You're the line in the sand when I go too far. You're the swimming pool on an August day. And you're the perfect thing to say. And you play coy, but it's kinda cute. When you look at me, you know exactly what to do. Baby, don't pretend you don't know it's true. Cause you can see it when I look at you. And in this crazy life, and through these crazy times, it's you make me sing. I love that song so much. Ooh, this hair, look at this hair, y'all. I got hair. I was supposed to make a video, right? Going into this. Maybe I should make it now. Would this be a good style? Just like this, with the front like this and then the back of afro? What do you think? You get to see this part? Jump, jump, jump to it. Then you turn around and it's like, ooh! Oh my God. Yeah! I'm gonna have to try that one day. Just take it down this far. Should I make the video? Let me see. Oh my God, let me see. Let me see. You see how difficult it is to do it for one. Because it's one of those, it's like a transition video. I be having a bunch of ideas and stuff, but I also, if I see something that gives me an idea, or if I see something that I want to do on social media, I'll save it. And then when when I'm scrolling through, deciding what I want to do, I'll go ahead and, check it out and come back and do it. But, okay, this is what it is. I could probably do that. I think, let me see, I'm gonna try it. Let me see. Let me see if I can do it. Let me see. Um, Use sound. Do I want a filter? Of course I want a filter. Okay. I can put my phone right up here. Whoa, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. Okay, let's see. Let's do a countdown, 3 seconds. I might have to, because I want to be about level. Okay, and I think I gotta cut some of that. But I think I gotta come. That's the reveal right there. So when I look back, cut. Let me cut it. I'm not gonna delete it. And then I'll just save it. Draft. All right. We're making TikToks over here. Oh! Or videos, not just TikTok. I do find that I do a lot of videos on TikTok and then I put them other places. I'll get the idea or I'll edit it in TikTok and then I'll post it to my other sites. I post on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And I literally have 4 accounts here on YouTube. So there's this account, Robert Anton NYC. There's Robert Anton Vlogs, which is naturally my vlog channel. There's It's Our Anton, which is my second channel, and it's my cover channel where I do cover songs. I also do dances now, basically TikTok dances I post over there. And I do a captured series where I capture performances around the city, whatever city I'm in. But you know I'm in New York, so there's always a bunch of stuff going on here. And post those videos over there. And then I have my political channel, which I'm not going to tell y'all what the name is. If y'all really are into politics, then you can find that channel, which is probably actually in my related channels here on my page. But yeah, I have 2 TikTok channels. I have 1 Instagram and 1 Facebook. So I think that's altogether 8 places that I post. My backup TikTok is basically my political channel over there also. And my captured channel. I don't really dance on that because TikTok is about dancing, right? So like you put that on your main. I be having so much fun on social media though. I do get disgusted sometimes about the number of views or the lack of views. But just actually doing the content, being creative, getting the ideas and working through them and editing and shooting and posting and all that, that's the big enjoyment for me. You know? If it does well, that's just like cherries on the top. You know what I'm saying? I was down and out, ain't had no place to sleep, and I thought my only worry was finding food to eat. My testimony, I want to thank you. Talk about inspiration for songs. Were we talking about inspiration for songs? I don't think we were. But because this song comes up, whenever people talk about it, this song was inspired by I want to thank you, my Heavenly Father, for shining your light on me. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. Y'all don't know nothing about that. So I did my own I want to thank you, with my testimony up in there. And it kind of takes me back. Every time I sing it, when I hear it, it takes me back, you know, really to what I have so much to be grateful and thankful for. No matter what I'm going through at the moment. And let me tell you, at the moment, I'm going through it. Can I talk to you? Can I tell you something? Let me tell you, boy, I'm going through it right now. I'm trying to renew my driver's license. I go down there, and they say that my driver's license has a hold on it from another state where I've never lived. Or, I don't know, I guess you could say I lived there for 2-3 years now, but not really. And they have been trying their best. I can't say they're trying their best, but they have been blocking me from getting my license. I already paid them $200. Now they're like, you got to fill out this form. I may have to talk to some other people. I may have to do something. I don't know. And I got to renew my license by my birthday, which is in 2 weeks. If I don't, I can't drive. If I can't drive, I can't work at a lot of the gigs that I have. I literally have one coming up in September that I got to drive all the way up, not all the way upstate, but upstate for about 2 hours. And I'm like, I can't do that if I don't have my license. But it's always something. You know, when it comes right down to it, it's always something. Life is about struggle. You know, or it seems to be about struggle. But the Buddhists have always believed this. Life is about struggle. It's about handling all the stuff that life throws at you, trying to learn from it, to get through it, to keep a positive outlook. You know what I'm saying? To keep from going crazy or going ballistic on people. It ain't easy. But you don't really grow from smooth sailing. You grow from the pushback, from having to work through things and learn stuff and figure it out. I done called these people so many times. I'd be asking 500 questions. I know they're like, this man is serious. This man is trying to get his stuff together. Because I call him and ask him 200 questions, call him right back and ask him 200 more. And be like, now, how do I, and where does it, and who do I send, and what, and how do I, you know what I'm saying? How do I fill this out? They're going to tell me I got to send some paperwork somewhere. I go to look at what I got to fill out. I don't know none of the information that I got to fill out. None of it. I called them back about 20 minutes later, sitting on hold for 30 minutes. And I'm like, I don't know any of this information, can you? So she looked it up. She ain't got the information either. She don't know what it is. Oh, it's not coming up on the computer, so just put in such and such and such and such and blah, 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 and the other. I'm like, how you gonna tell me? You could have told me that up front, couldn't you? If the information's not coming out, how am I supposed to get the information? It seems like they be trying to make it hard on you. You know what I'm saying? Not giving you no help. But it's all right. I'm working through it. I'm trying not to be too worried about it. Figure whatever will be, will be. That's I gotta look up. I had a question like if you don't renew your license by like your birth date or by the thing, how long afterwards do you have to renew it before you have to go through the whole process again? You know, like if you take your tests and all that, have a driver's test and all that. I need to make sure to figure that out because I'm hoping that it's not going to happen, but I got to be ready just in case it does. And I got to start looking up how to get to this gig. If I don't have a car, how I'm going to get there? Upstate. Because I'm going to make that money. I'm going to get that money. I might just have to tell him, listen, I need to get up there. And if I can get a ride home, because we do that a lot. You know, I've given several people over the years a ride home. You know, I mean, from Philadelphia. He lived in Jersey. From many places, from Brooklyn, of course I've just given him a ride to the subway, but from different places, you know, because it's easier to get to a gig because it's during the day or whatever. But like sometimes we aren't finished until, 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, and it ain't easy to get no transportation out of there. And generally somebody's coming back this way towards New York City, because the bands are based, the band that I'm working with is based in New York City. And most of them are either based in Long Island or either not Long Island, Manhattan, I shouldn't say Manhattan. No, Long Island, New York City, or Jersey. Most of the bands that I work with are based out of one of those three places. So somebody should be coming back this way. Give a brother a little ride. I throw him a few dollars for gas. You know what I'm saying? Because this is unusual for me. I've had my license. I literally got mine. Man, I've been driving since I was like 11, 12 years old. Because I'm from the Midwest originally. But I got my learner's permit when I was 15. I've had a license ever since. I've been driving ever since, legally. Now they trying to take my life. They already took my they already took my passport about 2, 3 years ago. I think it'll be 3 years in February. Because I was renewing my passport. This would have been my third passport. And I sent it through the mail as I was supposed to. Come to find out somebody stole it. Stole my money order. And I can't get that money back. And they're like, oh, well, if you have a receipt of the money order, blah, blah, and the other, da, 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 you have to pay for it again, but they might refund your money. Might refund your money that you lost. Might. I don't want to send it. I don't want to send it through the mail again. I'm like waiting until I book a trip somewhere out of the country, because then you can make an appointment to go to the office. You can't make an appointment without a book ticket, right? But if you book a trip, you can make an appointment to go into the office to get your passport. That way, you pay right there. Bring all your documents and photo and all that good stuff. And it's express. So that's what I'm planning on doing. But I haven't really been anywhere. The last time I went out of the country, I went to like St. Croix and St. Thomas. But that's not really out of the country because those are U.S. territories. But so I can't remember the last time that I went out of the country. I went to Hawaii. That's not out of the country. I went to DR. That's out of the country. That was a while ago. I went to India. That literally might be no, because I went to Puerto Vallarta. But I can't which one was first and which one was last. I don't remember. Look at all this hell. But I'm getting it undone I think in record time, right? I don't know what time it is. Huh? 7:30. Yeah, just over an hour it'll be. My hair feels so good too. It feels so soft and luscious, luxurious. Luxury. I'm not gonna change the style though. Like, I like these little twists. I like to change it up a little bit, but I like these twists because they look so good and they look upscale. You know what I'm saying? As far as I'm concerned, they look upscale. Even more so than braids or cornrows. And they bounce. They bounce. You know what I'm saying? They bounce. The piece of the hair falling off. I could probably lose 3 or 4 cups of hair and be happy. Because it's so long. I've been thinking about like just cutting off the ends. And I already like trim it when I'm doing it. I will cut little, just a little straight ends or whatever like that. But I'm thinking like cutting like half of like braiding it up and then cutting like half the braid. Each braid. Just to cut it down because it's getting so long. And I don't like to have it hanging in my face, for one. Y'all know y'all come in here because y'all ain't talking to me. I just be talk. I can talk. I can talk, y'all. I can be here all by myself for 50 hours and still be talking. Y'all be watching the video later like, who the hell is he talking to? I'm just talking. That's what happens when you get older. You could just talk about stuff. Stuff come to mind and pop up, and you be talking for the next hour about something that happened 23 years ago. And remember it like it yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Still be hurting. That mother nigga beep beep did me wrong. But again, for anyone in here, if you're in New York City, I will be performing near Times Square Saturday night, the 15th, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. at O'Donoghue's. It's an Irish restaurant and bar. I was going to say Irish pub, but it's not really a pub. It's a restaurant and bar, full menu. They also have like a standalone bar that you can just come in and have a cocktail. If you want to hear us sing, and by us, I'll be singing with an acoustic guitar, or at least I think it's gonna be acoustic. He might, I can't, you know what? He might have electric guitar. He might bring his electric guitar, or maybe he'll bring both, because he does a lot of rock material. So I would think that he want to have his axe. I think that's his specialty in the wedding band industry. He does all the rock stuff. And that's what he loves to do. You have to do what you love to do. But when you do like weddings and all that, you also have to pull in, you know, you do music for everyone. For the oldest, for the youngers. Trying to get everybody up on the floor. So we do a cross section of music. And people always love Motown. Always. The older My Girl, and Ain't Too Proud to Beg, and Ain't No Mountain High Enough. People love those songs, no matter what kind of music they like. Those are transcendent songs. Respect, Respect, which is not really Motown. It's Muscle Shoals. But you know, it's in the same timeline, in the same decade, same genre. And I grew up doing a lot of different kinds of music. So that's why I think I really fit into this kind of thing, you know, because I grew up, I started singing gospel and of course popular music, popular R&B music. Then I went to school and I did chamber music, jazz quartet, still was doing the gospel in church, and joined the gospel choir at school. Then I went to college, started training, I was training classically in high school, but continued my classical training in college, and I was doing a lot of opera, the musical theater. So doing a lot of different types of music really fits right into what I am, or who I am. And sometimes you think you're not going to find your place, no matter what you're doing, as a performer, as an artist, as whatever. But like, it always happens. It's like everything that I've done over the years, the different types of music, the different training, performing, you know, singing. Sometimes when I came to New York, I was taking any job that I could. I didn't care what genre it was in. I did like a operetta, you know, a light opera, the student prince, you know, because they needed a low bass, They need a few of them, but I was understudying one part, and they knew I was gonna go on that first weekend. So they were hiring somebody who they knew could do, those notes. And so they hired me. And I didn't know what the show was. I do remember when I actually did the audition though. I wasn't scheduled to do that audition, but I was at a different audition, and I heard them singing, you know, opera arias and stuff in there. I was like, "Ooh, what they auditioning for?" And I said, "Oh, can I get in there to sing?" And the only thing that I had in my book that was close to that was Old Man River, that old man river, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. They heard that. They sang me down the piano. And let me tell you, I went down, 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 down. Literally had a low D in the score, which I hit with no problem. When I got the call, they were like, "Oh, you'll be understudying the role if you take this, and you will be going on the first weekend, plus a few other dates, because the person who's doing it has prior commitments, blah, blah, blah." So that was, then I did musical theater, I did children's theater, I did a cappella groups, I did anything that hired me, I did it. In fact, the other more opera type thing that I ended up doing was another thing that like I wasn't scheduled for the audition. I didn't know they were auditioning, and they were doing an operatic version with a it wasn't children's theater, but with a lot of kids in it, of Beauty and the Beast. And it was right before it was off Broadway, but it was right before Beauty and the Beast, the Disney musical, was scheduled to open on Broadway, and we literally did our production right around the corner. But I had auditioned again. I heard them singing in the room. I went and sang. They were like, "Oh," so they sang me through a few different things. I don't remember if I did Old Man River for that or not, but they sang me through a few different things, and I ended up getting a sizable part. Literally, I was I guess it would be the friend of the monster who was turned into, in our production, he was turned into a spirit that could change forms. So he could be a duck or a bird he was several different things. I was several different things throughout the production, right? Basically the comic relief, which fit right in again with what I do. Being silly. So you will find your place. Whew. You just got to keep working. Because when I figured out about these darn singing and weddings and stuff like that, and you could stay at home, you didn't have to go on tour, even though, like, I literally have driven as far as Philadelphia. I live in New York. So I've literally driven as far as Philadelphia, Lancaster, PA, in the southern direction, and I've driven up to Rhode Island in the northern direction. We did something out in, was it Maine or Massachusetts? I think it's Massachusetts, where they put us all on a bus and we spent the night. But it's a lot of traveling sometimes. It's a lot of driving, sometimes 3-4 hours each way. I was in the Catskills on July 4th. But all very much in the realm of what I do. Even the driving part, because I don't mind driving. I don't really drive here in New York. I don't have a car. But I don't mind driving. I actually enjoy it. So that 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes, I be listening to my music, carrying on, watching people on the roads. Here we go. Oh, look at I've got all of the braid or the twists out. Now I gotta wash, condition, oil my scalp, all these good things. And it's just a little over an hour. That's not bad. What am I gonna do with this stuff? Let me see. This is tea. This is Robert Anton, your singer, songwriter, actor, author, poet. I am about to sign out. Thank you so much for hanging with me. I don't know when I'm gonna do my hair. I'm thinking Friday, but I might come online and do my hair online. I'm thinking Friday, because I like to leave it down for a day or two, let it breathe. Maybe put it in a ponytail or something. I might put it in some 6 or 8 braids to sleep. But it feels so good. Ah! It feels good, don't it? Oh my God. Even have my scalp just like, oh. Baby, I knew you were married when I met you. Told myself that's the way it's got to be. But after all these years, the best of my life has become a catastrophe. Cause sitting home waiting on a man who ain't coming, ain't no party, no, no, no. I'm sitting here wishing I had some ambition to get me through. That wasn't always you. Don't I give you good love and sweet daddy? Every time she lets you slip away, you're gonna tell her now that you love me, and you're gonna tell her today. What is that from? Do y'all know what that's from? My favorite musical of all time. All time. All right, let me get up out of here. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate you. Now I gotta get this hair. I gotta wash this hair. You know, I don't mind, but I know it takes a lot. It takes a village, cause this is a lot, y'all. This is a lot to deal with, but it does feel good. That's for sure. It feels so soft. Oh my goodness. This is orgasmic. Can I say that on here? Woo! Woo! My neighbors are like, what the fuck is he doing now? They're used to my shenanigans. I've been here 20 something years. If they just moved in, they might not be used to it. But the people that have been here for a while, they know me. Anyway, I'm signing out. Peace. Thank you for joining me. And have a wonderful evening. See you soon.